Hey, FunnyJunk, Izaya here. What's the weirdest fetish you've ever heard of? If your answer was anything other than deforestation, floppy penises, and white bread, you're either new here or are probably into some weird shit. Speaking of weird shit, today we'll be talking about Sato Asami. Who's Sato Asami, you ask? Good question. Sato was a user on FunnyJunk who used to commission various artists on the internet and then use his weird fetish pics as reaction pictures. At first his fetishes were mostly focused on Legend of Korra, but as of late he has diversified his portfolio, so to speak, and has switched to other shows like Star vs. the Forces of Evil and Gravity Falls. According to several sources, over the years he has spent several $1,000s on those commissions and has created a pretty impressive, albeit a bit disturbing portfolio of fetish pictures. Surprisingly, some of his commissions actually come from pretty well-established digital artists like Zuli Doodles and Alex Dempsey, the creator of Rosanna Rabbit. He also allegedly approached Shadman, who outright refused to draw his commission, which is kind of an achievement if you think about it. Among his victims, you can also find some FunnyJunk users such as Gearboy, Jacksipien, Trollyando, Drawfag, and even me. Now, sadly I don't draw, but I do write, so he approached me back in 2015 and asked me to help him with the story for his comic involving Korra and Asami, but never actually stuck around to listen to any of my ideas. Something he used to do a lot. In fact, that was kinda his hobby. He would get drunk in the evening, go to a random user's profile, and shitpost to his heart's content. But let's dig a little deeper, shall we? Even though he's better known as Sato Asami, his original account was more logic. He used to shitpost on the video games board a lot, complaining about his job, which involved working with underprivileged kids, and shit-talking both the kids and his coworkers, going as far as to wish them to get killed and raped. And as if that wasn't enough, he would go out of his way to also include their full names. Eventually a user from FunnyJunk screencapped all his rants and sent them to his boss. 2 weeks later, Sato notified the /hating board that he got fired and that he was fully at fault. Needless to say, he didn't really get much sympathy from them. Sometime after that, Sato deleted everything from his Logic account and created a new one, namely Sato Asami. He would still post his fetish pics, but he also had a new shtick. He would upload like full episodes of obscure sitcoms or 20 minutes of somebody's gameplay footage as reaction pictures. Needless to say, they had nothing to do with actual content he was commenting on, that was just something he did in order to be a nuisance to admin. That's also the reason why we now have size limits on webams and MP4s. Thanks, Sato. At that point, admin was pretty annoyed, so he started banning Sato's accounts, and boy were there a lot of them. Some of the usernames I remember were Avatar Asami, Sato Sandwiches, Housewife Yuno, I Am Broken, and probably more that I don't know of. Eventually he became a ban-on-site target, so you don't really see him around anymore. Now, I'd like to say that concludes his story in FunnyJunk, but I'm sure I've missed a lot of details, so let's move to the rest of the internet, shall we? You'd be surprised, but Sato is not localized just to FunnyJunk, oh no. Users from websites like Tumblr, Reddit, 4chan, and YouTube have also heard of a mysterious person who throws money at artists to draw weird-ass pictures. Out of all those websites, he's probably most infamous on Tumblr. They legitimately hate his ass, a feeling that is well reciprocated. Sato posted on his DeviantArt that he is basically blacklisted by pretty much every artist on Tumblr, which makes sense to be honest. Now, while searching for him over the internet, I have come across a thread about him on Kiwi Farm, 4chan's bastard child that specializes on people like Christian and the like. I scrolled down the comments a bit and saw a comment from Sato himself under the name Damien6 calling out the users on Kiwi Farm for spying on him. Now, Sato, being a huge attention whore that he is, later asked the mod if he could host a bit of an AMA. Needless to say, it didn't go the way he wanted, with most users just making fun of him and calling him an autistic neckbird. During the AMA, he claimed that his parents were meth heads and that they were both dead, but later on someone allegedly found a mugshot of his mother, to which Michael never responded. Later on, he also shared a story of his girlfriend he had for 2 days, adding the phrase, quote, I was 18 at the time, and by the time she was 13 she rode a train on a bunch of other boys, unquote, which prompted the users to call him a pedo. Now, he tried to clear up the confusion, but nobody cared at the point. After he went on a 10-page rant about 4chan/Paul, him getting fired from his job and his 4-inch penis, which only caused Kiwi Farm users to make fun of him more. During the conversation, Kiwi Farm users did what they do the best and made him dox himself without even realizing it. They managed to get his full name and address, none of which I'll be sharing here for obvious reasons. That AMA was in March of 2018. Since then he has only been active on his DeviantArt account. Now, as you can see, he has some new fetishes now, namely root beer and Valentine's chocolates. Fuck me, what's wrong with the man? Anyway, again, I'm sure I missed a lot of important details, so feel free to add your stories in the comments, but due to the video size limitations, I had to cut the video short. Again, thanks Sato. That being said, let's do a blitz round, here we go. Yes, he has fucked a loaf of bread in the past. No, he did not like it. No, surprisingly, he's not a furry. And he likes Wonder Bread because it reminds him of his ex-girlfriend's tits textures or something. That's it. Bye.